Pittsburgh Sports Now preview, as always, with Coach Jerry Schmitt. Just, Coach, between the off-season and now, what have been the points of emphasis that you've worked on to try to build this thing with this team?
Uh, these guys have really worked to build team unity and stick together through all the challenges that we went through last season. These guys have grown through the off-season, and they're working as a group really hard and brought the newcomers in to what we do here. And it's quite encouraging for me to see the way they got through camp.
How much of it is a choice when you have adversity and sometimes maybe it doesn't go the way you planned? It's a choice whether you want to keep that continuity. Just how do you like that those early returns have been so positive?
Oh, I think they understand that you got to play the next play, and that when you fail, you learn. And that's really what I like about it, is they understand that you have to learn from your failures. And you do it on a daily basis, but also through the season.
When you do these drills, how much of it is just learning the drills, understanding the mental aspect, and how much of it is just understanding that teamwork and picking each other up?
Well, there's a lot of the mental aspect. There's a lot of teaching, technique, muscle memory. We also like to train our brains over and over and over, so we're not thinking as much during the game. When you do it together, when you get through the dog days of camp, you do it together, and then you go hang out after, and you eat together, and you hang out and play whatever they play, Xbox and those things. You grow as a team.
With Darius under center this year, obviously you had options before. How much maybe does it help him just having the understanding that this has the opportunity to be his team and he can help drive this ship?
Yeah, it's nice because the last 2 seasons he's been here, which is good. He's experienced, he knows our system. In the last 2 seasons he jumped in there when Joe got hurt, and last year they were battling for time, and so I think he feels pretty good right now. He's looking pretty good. We keep working and timing with the receivers. I think we'll be in good shape.
As obviously we still have a ways away until the first game at this point in time, just how much are things up for grabs, and just what do you like about the fight from the guys that are a team but obviously want to see the field as well?
Yeah, there's some battles still going on, and we talk to them all the time. It's a seasonal thing too. You might be standing out there first play of the game next week, and you may not be there fourth game because some guy's working harder than you and executing better than you, and so it's a constant competition, which as athletes, that's what we want.
With the this time of year, obviously you have your bumps and bruises, but as a team, just who as a returner has really, amongst the squad, stepped up so far, taken that jump that you've really enjoyed so far?
I think Jamario Clements at our running back is ready to go. He's been sitting for 2 years behind a couple pretty good backs, and I think he's made some strides. He's shown that he learned, and I think he's really ready to go.
How about on the defensive side? Who's been standing out on the defensive side of the ball?
We're very deep in the defensive backfield, so there's a bunch of guys, some younger guys. Donovan Stanley's healthy, Carson's healthy, and Dower's the veteran back there. And Shane Stump's playing. Obviously, he's a veteran, played a lot of snaps for us. There's a bunch of guys in that defensive backfield. So we're looking forward to that depth.
When it comes to standard and identity, obviously you have your principles, but when you have your guys that are with you, sometimes little variables can change. What do you want the identity of this team to be?
We really have always worked to play physical, fast, and smart. And so, there's a lot of offshoots of that, but that's basically the 3 categories we're looking for. And that third one's the most important, because I know most of these guys are pretty physical football players, and they love to play the game fast, and we'll continue to train that. But that training the brain to play smart football is the one we really work hard on.
How do you feel this team has answered the call in those 3 areas so far?
Oh, I think they've done a really good job. A lot of guys were here working out in the summer, not only training their bodies, but they got in and watched some film, and they were preparing themselves mentally. We had some transfers come in, and the guys are helping them get in the system. I think they understand that smart part of it. And we even talk about situational football, not only, down and distance, time of the game, but areas of the field where you have to be careful where you're not letting those first two things and that enthusiasm get you in trouble, when you're playing a little bit past the whistle. There's that fine line.
Do you think this team feels that it has something to prove at least to themselves? And if so, why?
I think as an athlete, every day you got something to prove. We as a team have something to prove every single day. It's the way we've always approached it. That's why we didn't. Obviously, you don't like to have a season where you don't come out on top more times. But we look at it. We just looked at every play and every game, and we're trying to get better. And we're going to carry that stuff into this year.